Okay, let's get started. I'm still in a Las Vegas mindset. The slides are still in a Las Vegas mindset, you guys. Thank you for joining me. It's Tuesday. We have lots of fun stuff to discuss, as well as all of our takeaways and recaps from Family Reunion. We're going to be going over those, and then in the coming team meetings, Minnie's also going to be going over the stats. He and I are going to be talking about some of the things that we present like we do every year. But this is going to be the opportunity to hear from your people, your leadership teams, your agents who attended Family Reunion. So very excited to share that with you all. There was lots to take away. Oops. First thing we want to do is welcome Josh. Josh, why don't you stand that up here, Josh? Welcome to the office. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Josh, I just joined and I'm on Leslie and Heidi's team as their buyer's agent. Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it. I've been practicing real estate for a year now, so excited to just keep on pushing through.
That's great.
Oh yeah, we just got an offer accepted. We were
good coaching, Stefan. Good coaching. Good coaching.
Yeah, 2 escrows. So
congrats.
Exciting. So yeah.
Well, welcome. We're so excited to have you, Josh. Congrats to you, Heidi and Leslie, as well for growing. Super awesome. Happy to celebrate you. All right, guys. I don't know why the clicker's not working here. I'm just going to use this. Okay, so let's take a look and celebrate our people who had production from this last week. We have Chanel Clark, Nick Gallo, Tim Majka, Larry Check, Live Distinctively, Shira Dunn ×2, I Let Two Be ×2, Allison Van Wig, Ortal Madmoni, and Kendra Miller. What does that equal? $8,036,790. Very, very solid. Congratulations to you all. Let's take a look at our new listings. Let's just hit the market here. Okay, first listing up, one of many here on the list this week, 4338 Van Gold Avenue in Lakewood, 90712. It's listed for $825 and it's a 2-bed, 2-bath. Allison has another listing, 2819 Warwood Road in Lakewood. It's listed for $850 and it's a 3-bed, 2-bath. Another one on Cardale Street, 5737 in Lakewood. It's listed for $839.9, 3-bed, 1-bath. Shannon Jones team, 1044 Daisy Avenue in Long Beach. It's listed for $1.249. It's a 7-bed, 2 and 3-bath. So yeah, it's more than one unit. Michelle Harding has a listing on 1749 Grand Avenue, unit number 8, Long Beach. It's listed for $875, 3-bed, 3.5-bath. Anthony and Shanty have a listing 11044 Borden Avenue on, okay, Californians, how do you say it? There you go. In that city, 1.3999, just under 1.4. It's a 7-bedroom, 4-bath. Shira Dunn has a listing in Valley Village, 11956 Collins Street. It's listed for $2.349, 5-bed, 5-bath. Another one on Beeman Avenue in Valley Village, listed for $2.875, 5-bedroom, 4-bath. And that's it. Let's open it up to the room. Any listings to pitch? Inventory, buyer needs right now. Tim.
3603 Hungerford. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with a big bonus room that could be used as a big family room or a 3rd bedroom. We just reduced the price to $815. It's a I just had they just put a new roof on it, just put new AC on it, just repainted the exterior. It's in kind of the Mayfair area. It's right on the border of Long Beach and Lakewood, just a little bit north of Lakewood Mall. That property is available for open houses if anybody would like to do an open house there. Again, it's 3603 Hungerford, number 850. Sorry. And the price is $815. So I've got 2 more if I can do them, or I can come back and do it later.
Go
okay.
for it.
All right. Also just had a price reduction on my listing, and we just came back on the market at 223 Elm Avenue. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, newer construction townhome, right on the corner of Elm and like Second and Broadway area in East Village Arts District. This building was just built just a few years ago. It's beautiful. Everything is updated. Everything's new, looks new. And we just reduced the price to $799.9. A similar floor plan just sold for $860 back in July. So it is definitely priced to sell. That one's available for open houses too. And again, the address is 223 Elm Avenue in Long Beach, 90802. And I also have a 1-bedroom downtown Long Beach for $334,999 that is still available and is available for open houses. And the address for that is 225 West 6th Street, number 515. It's a top floor corner location, so it's got a great location in the building, and it's got a nice updated kitchen and stage. It looks really nice. So, Tim Matchka, thanks everybody.
Congrats, Tim. That was impressive. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. So just took a listing over the weekend. This is the address is 4125 South Figueroa, unit 410, 1-bedroom, 1-bath. So if anybody has any buyers that may be just looking to get into a home and start building their equity and of course move on, we'll probably hit the market in about 2 weeks. The HOA is 440 if I remember correctly. But yeah, just put it out there. I'll revisit it probably in a week or so once it's actually hit the market.
Awesome. Congrats. I love it. Who else? Great job. Who else? Janet. Anyone else back here? Oh, Crystal. And then I'm going to go up to you, Janet. Yeah. To see you.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a buyer that actually her preference, she's looking for a manufactured home. She has about $240,000 cash. The only thing is the space rent. We're at DTI max at $1,500 a month, so it can't be over that. And then she also qualifies for, actually, I'm going to get the small condo because she qualifies for 366. So, yeah, so I'll get the information.
Great. First and last name. So for the Zoomies.
Oh, sorry, Zoomies. Oh, Crystal Allen.
Thank you. Good to see you, Crystal. Anyone else back here? Okay, Janet. Yeah, just make sure you guys say your first and last name to the Zooms. They can't always see who's speaking. We want to make sure they know who to contact with the inventory.
Okay, Janet Darrow, and I have 2. I've got one coming up. It's about to be coming soon. It might sound familiar. There might be a little deja vu involved. 6239 East 6th Street. It's this gorgeous 4-bedroom, 2-bath in University Park Estates. It was in escrow. It fell out. We did a bunch of repairs. It is practically new. And it's absolutely gorgeous, and it'll be going on probably at 1.5 or 1.475. And also my condo, which is arguably the best condo in Belmont Heights, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, penthouse, top floor, end unit, 4th and Loma. Absolutely gorgeous, 1,200 square feet, $750. Okay, sorry. 18 done. $750,000 and still a good price.
It is still a good price. Great job, Janet. Congrats. Anyone else? Listing pitches, buyer needs. Don't forget, this time is one of the best resources we have as this office. It's extremely powerful. And pitch inventory. Okay. Good job. Well, you're doing it. You're doing it. Good job standing up. Thank you, Simonetta. Anyone else? All right, moving on. Let's talk family reunion. I'd love to welcome up here to the front anyone who attended in person. I know most of you guys, like Janet and Brandy, if you guys want to start, and Simon, Manny, you guys can make your way up here. Carlos, I know Carlos is back there. Mike, love to have you guys in person up here. Anyways, I want to open up the discussion to the room as well. You know, we were very blessed to be able to subscribe to the virtual. I know who here attended the virtual sessions here in the office. Okay, cool. Good. A couple of you. We are going to do a raffle here at the end for all of you guys who attended here in person. So brought back some KW swag. But generally speaking, I'm going to ask some of these questions, lob them to you guys here in the group. And then anyone here who attended any of the sessions that has things to add on or maybe something that we didn't address, I'd love to have you raise your hand. Doug's going to be walking around with the extra microphone as well. So that way we can kind of make sure everyone can be heard. So generally speaking, overall, what was your experience at family reunion? And maybe what was your first takeaway of the experience itself? Some of you guys were there the first time.
Well, not for me, it's not the first time, but it's more of the networking. Lots of KW agents across the US and even parts of the world too. So it's an opportunity for you to really just dive deep and network with fellow agents as well. So that's one of the biggest takeaways that I get every year that I go to family reunion.
So networking, a lot of you guys network, or many, did you have any comments? That's what I'm asking. Do you guys have any follow-ups to that networking opportunity?
Yeah. I mean, I think networking, I agree, is probably the number one reason. I think people forget that it's important to put other agents in your database. Because you might have somebody who's looking in Montana and you've just met an agent in Montana. You can say, oh, I know her. And it's good to have those connections and for them to get to know you because they might need an agent in Long Beach. And then I follow up, I do postcards that have my name and information on them, send them back on my business card. I always put like a paper clip that looks like a key. And so then my postcard says, the agent that gave you the paperclip key so that, it just kind of sticks in your head because we do meet a lot of people. But I would say, yeah, just getting invited to little networking groups and dinners and meeting a bunch of agents from all over, it's invaluable.
I think also the way I look at it, because I go to every major event or twice a year, Mega in August, which is coming up, and the family event in February. So it's every 6 months. So every 6 months, you pretty much get to get this anxiety, right? Of like, oh my God, what am I missing out? And you've been exposed to so many powerful people, powerful skill set, etc. Amazing numbers. So it gets you anxious at the same time, it gets you excited because you get to learn and expose yourself to what other people are doing. So it's a mix of both, right? And if you do it every 6 months, I think it's a really healthy practice. Unless if you have like a coach and you're getting hammered on a weekly basis, that's like really how it's supposed to be. But for me, that's one of the reasons I'm going there to get overwhelmed a little bit and inspired at the same time.
And just to add to what Manny was saying, just to hear some of these top agents, we're small potatoes. I hate to say it. I mean, they're crushing it when it comes to, unit sales volume. It's just unbelievable. So it motivates you to really hit the scale on what your business looks like.
You commonly hear here in California, we're a different market, right? We're different, we're unique, we're a unicorn. Every place has its uniqueness, and yet we're hearing from these top people that are somehow juggling 200, 300, 400 transactions in a year that they're closing. Right. And so it takes these models and systems that transcend really geographic area and markets, right? Networking with the other offices too. That's always fun, right? To get to know our South Bay and our PV people. Saw lots of hugs and happy hours and.
Yeah, I would say to add to that, how you show up to the networking is important because I met the team leader for a Tennessee office. All of her group was wearing these light up things at the Red Bash. And so it drew all the attention over there. And I was thinking like, how fun, like that's what I want my customers to experience is an agent who's that good and that exciting, because I know they're going to get good service if they have that much thought behind how they showed up at family reunion. Another one was handing out her business cards for referrals with a little tea bag and some honey, and it's like, are you really putting that effort into your marketing, and are you really showing up that way when you go? So I have some things I'll be working on for next year.
Yeah. Showing up that way when you go, I think just hit the nail on the head. A lot of us will attend networking events, and you tend to get lost in the crowd, right? Anyone who talked about Jamie or watched Jamie Kerlima's speech, she talked about standing out and not blending into the crowd, right? Networking is an easy way to do that, that people can kind of get stuck in our corners. When in reality, you're going to make the most of your time. You're there, right? You're there. You have to make the most of your time by building those connections. So what were some of the panels that you guys attended? Maybe what's one that stuck out to you with some key takeaways you're going to implement? I'd love to hear from like Carlos and Mike too, who haven't spoken.
So for me, it was win the morning, win the day. I'm a dual agent. So it's really for me, I have to make sure that I time block and I cut off so much, well, really my morning to execute what I need to get done. Cause you guys see me, I'm leaving out of here to go to my W-2. So just that reinforcement of basically cut off the outside world and really dig deep into what you need to do as far as lead gen, follow-ups, and just be very attentive to your clients. And then as the day goes on, I might get some calls, some call backs, but it's already top of mind. Okay, yeah, I called you about X, Y, and Z. And it allows me to just to etch in stone what my day is going to be and execute what has to get done. And then what comes after like 1 o'clock is from the groundwork that I laid in the morning. So that's just good reinforcement for me. And then just to also piggyback off of what everybody else was saying, as far as being in a whole casino hotel with a bunch of agents wearing the red tag, it's kind of like a solidarity thing because you know what they deal with every day to a degree, and standing in line or sitting next to a random stranger, but still having some type of cohesiveness as far as you can pick up a conversation anywhere because they're realtors. So it's the networking opportunity is good, and again, just being in the same building with people of like mind and who want to grow their business is dynamic.
Cody taught that panel, right? The Win the Morning. Okay, good. It's there's so many different concepts about achieving everything you need to achieve in the morning because your psychological body says, I've done something, right? Have you guys ever worked out and then been like, oh, I worked out. I'm done. I'm accomplished. That's why we want to do it first thing in the morning to get that feeling to keep projecting it into the next project that we do and the next project that we do, right? Yes. Or the work week one. I know that the work year too is another good resource. How about you guys? Anyone else? Panels, things like that you attended that maybe?
Yeah, I like the Rory. I can't remember his last name. He talked about one of the interesting things that his whole class was about building a brand. And in today's day and age, when we're all like so many people are focused on social media and looking good on social media and making it such a polished presentation of the homes you do these, beautifully edited videos on and things like that. That's not necessarily the branding he was talking about for building your brand. And it was more in the direction of like your brand and your social media should be your online reputation. Mm-hmm. So are you the kind of person that bends over backwards for your clients? And, when, the wildfires happened, or were you one of the people that was like running to your car to run out there and help your clients and get them through these tough times whenever somebody goes through something? And it's like, it's important to document those things because if that's who you are at your core, a service-focused, service-minded realtor, that should be something that should really be portrayed as your online reputation first and foremost, because connecting with the person, the professional that you're working with is one of the quickest ways that you can really establish that rapport and make sure that no matter what, whenever that individual transacts, they're absolutely going to transact with you. And so that one spoke to me, I think, the most.
Rory talked a lot about identifying your client avatar, right? Have you guys ever heard that phrase yet? Your client avatar. It's the new common phrase used to actually identify your virtual clientele or the person that you're trying to reach, particularly online. So Rory posed the questions, who are you helping and what problem are you helping them solve, right? Really simple. Phil Jones talks more about that as well, that it's like identifying who your people are, who you're serving, and then leaning into really building out that client profile. How about any of you guys? Did you guys hear anything more about marketing, online presence, anything that you feel will be valuable to share with the group? Yeah.
I did. One of the classes I went to was called Build a Loyal Social Media Fan Base. And it was moderated by a former OP, I guess, of Tustin, I think, Brian Erhon.
Okay.
And one of the people on the panel was from the Bay Area. And he was talking about how he's very intentional about what he's posting and what he's doing and how it was just so simple and he was able to be authentic in just different things that he really likes about the Bay Area. So it's kind of like he established himself. All of his posts are about things in the Bay Area. And so people reach out to him for that reason when they're coming out that way. And then that theme was also touched on by other people. In terms of the branding and being authentic. There was another panel I went to that was how to get the listing by the top teams. And one of the agents got like a $46 million listing. It's the most expensive in all of Georgia. And it was off of a social media post where that client thought she was just so authentic that she was interviewing with 2 or 3 other people, but she got it because of how authentic her videos were. So, I mean, don't miss a listing because you're not on social media, and I'm so guilty of that. So don't stick with me.
Authenticity was a key word we heard over and over and over again. So I guess the question you have to ask yourself is, what does authenticity mean for you? What does that mean for your business? What does that mean for digital presence, right? Anything else you guys want to add on this?
Yeah, I mean, I went to a lot of classes. I have a recorder on my phone, so I was recording them and then transcribing the notes real quickly. So I have like printouts. They're not like totally, always making sense because they'll pick up odd things here and there. But I have like bullet points from all of the ones that I went to, and I'm happy to share with anybody. I was very impressed with, there was this kid who, and I'm saying kid because I'm 64, but he was like 24. He started in real estate at 19. And I know it's really daunting when you're really young to start a business and go in and who's gonna work with a kid, because that's what they're gonna think. So he was trying to find a way of scaling his business. And he did the golden letter, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard Fritz talk about and things like that. Very simple, unadorned letter that you send out. And he started with a very modest, like sending out 50 at a time. And he's like got so much business right now. They kept calling him back up to the stage. He was one of the 15-minute speakers, but they kept calling him back because he was so impressive. And just being consistent about it. Consistency was another word that you heard a lot there. But yeah, it was really, for starting out and just a good way that's inexpensive. That was a great way to go.
Yeah, consistency, definitely another word that we heard over and over again, which pertains to one of the panels that we all saw on John, who moderated a panel about converting online leads. So it wasn't the first thing on my list that I thought I'd go and sit in on, and yet I definitely wanted to help support a colleague. And yet we were sitting there, Janet and myself, and I took copious notes about that. I know you guys were in that one as well. Some of the key takeaways from that one was calling these internet leads and people, you would assume that they're personalities who maybe don't like nurturing relationships. In fact, one of them admitted that. But yet every single person on the panel said that the mindset is no longer speed to lead. I'm sure you guys have heard that, right? Call them quickly, which yes, you want to do. Really, it's speed to relationship now. It's who can get in the closest relationship with these internet leads as much as possible to break away from some of those online lead providers. Anything else you guys have from that class? Yeah.
Relates to what John mentioned as well. That's what I'm talking about. Getting anxious, like, oh my God, like I don't send those letters. I need to send those letters too.
Yeah.
But you also get inspired because this guy doesn't matter the age, but he's only 5 years in the business, right? About that, and he's doing it. So consistency always wins, right? So that's why it's important, and that's what we're here sharing with you. If we didn't get a chance to, be out there or attend online. I also enjoyed Gary's 10 bold rules, where you kind of went over them. You had to speed up the last, I think 3 of them because he was, over talking. the first 7 rules. But there are a few good ones that we know it's all around us. If you took Bold, if you take an Ignite, basic sessions or whatever, you hear that language around the office all the time, especially within KW. Number 1 is what you focus on expense. I probably stole this line from Simon right now as well. I was thinking about
gonna
it.
say, wait a minute. That's what I shared yesterday.
Yeah. So, but truly, take this to a different place this year, okay? I truly believe that the market will change the next couple of years, right? Why? Because it must. And if you're going to be at the end of this cycle, and this year, last year, this year, maybe the next year as well, you're going to be on it nonstop. If you're doing great, you're going to do way more. If you're doing okay, you'll do better. If you're doing nothing, you'll do something. But you got to do, and you got to be involved more on a regular basis, right? And on a side note, it helps that you're limited. Gary also spoke about that. If you have limitations on time constraints, like I can only do this to this. Very common as we sit in different office, not just but particularly with parents, right? If the dad is needed to pick up or drop the kids from school, the mom need to do that. They only have that specific time. Or if you have a dual career, I can only be here from this time to this time. In different boards, you treat it as a full-time job. You need to clock in, clock out, at least to the time that you generate business. Call it prospecting, call it lead gen, or whatever it is. So a lot of those panels were talking about that behavior, right? You get to see only the end result and cheer, or again, get anxious, but it's all about that. Just show up every day, do this bare minimum of what you need to do to generate business consistently.
I love that. Thank you, Minnie. Who else?
Simon
Simon had stuff to
Yeah,
add.
so to add to Minnie's, to me, one of the biggest ones that I got like a big eye opener was when serving, you're winning. When serving, you're winning. As entrepreneurs, the purpose of what we do when servicing our clients, right? If it's a buyer, if it's a seller, if it's an investor, every step that you're conversing and listening to your clients, right? It's really the win of it, right? With the goal of ultimately picking up a listing permit, picking up a buyer that wants to buy or an investor that wants to invest on a property. So to me, that really resonated. The importance of what we do as entrepreneurs is the serving aspect of it.
What key, and this is open up to everyone, what key actionable takeaways do you have from that? Anything that you want to implement, learn more about, share? You're good. Yeah, stand up. There you go.
Yeah. So there's the 365 challenge. I really like this idea. You just go to ChatGPT, find out who you want to talk to. Let's say you want to talk to sellers in Long Beach, and you just ask ChatGPT to come up with 365 questions on what sellers in Long Beach might ask. And then every day you should make a video answering one of these questions. So this is how you come up with content. And I really like this. Another thing I just want to say is there's at the end of the Insights with the CEO Summit, there was, I don't remember her name, but she was talking about her experiences, that she had a very bad experience where her son was not playing in a certain game and she wanted to intervene, but she couldn't. Then her other son told her, "Mom, in the coming 1 hour, you're gonna have a bad hour." But that's just it. It's just one bad 1 hour. Yeah, and it resonates a lot in me because you never thought about happy hour. Why do we call it happy hour and not happy day, right? So it just resonated in me, like, really, we shouldn't let this hour control the whole day, no matter what it is, whether it's good or bad. That's all I have to say.
And the kid wasn't playing because he forgot his uniform.
Huh?
And the kid wasn't playing because he forgot his uniform.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion about artificial intelligence, leveraging tools. We're definitely going to bring some more to you. But what I can say is it is the topic of the conversation right now. There's lots of ways to utilize this and implement it in your business to help things faster, smarter, better content, more relevant to your people. Start absorbing those things now. Start using it daily, because if you don't, you're going to be left behind with the adoption of that technology. I love that. Anyone else? opening it up to the room. What are some key takeaways, action items, things like that that you took from the classes that you'd like to implement? Yes.
I'm gonna do a newsletter. All the people I was masterminding with were talking about their success with newsletters, so if they were doing it on a weekly basis, which is a little daunting, so I'm gonna start out once a month.
Sorry.
And
Sign me up.
okay, you're on my list. And then the other thing, of course, was, you know, I had my meeting with Mo Anderson, with the other ambassadors. And I think the impressive thing about our company is they gave away $4.8 million in grants to agents, their families, you know, who had medical hardships or were, you know, victims of hurricanes, you know, some with the fires now this year. But last year they gave 4.8 million, and no other real estate company does this. So our company has our back, which is pretty cool in these types of situations. And Mo is encouraging us to reach out to the offices and remind everybody when you close a transaction, very easy to give 10, 15, $100, whatever you're comfortable with. You're only giving the money when you have it, and it's tax deductible, and it's there in that pot for you. It's there to help your fellow agents. So
Thank you, Janet. Anyone else? Final thoughts, things like that you'd like to share with group? Anyone else? Dion? Yeah, stand up.
On the first day with Gary Keller and Jason Abrams, and the slides was very helpful because it showed what the market is currently doing, the statistics. And what they also said there, you know, especially people that it's got low mortgage, they're not going to sell now, but people that is worrying maybe there will be a market correction, is what they constantly said is the property is at the height of the moment, not of the height of the potential. It's a very important point because, and they use the example, who of us wouldn't have bought all the property in your street 15 years ago? And the same is going to happen because labor and building materials price in 10 years and 20 years will go up. So a lady working at the bank and that has a small baby and that's worried about the market, but she lives with her husband in a small apartment, but they want the piece of lawn for their kid to run around. Are they really going to worry about that the price of the property might be adjusted? No, because they're looking at the long term of where the market is going and the potential of the property, not at the potential of the moment. So that was quite, and there was a lot of other examples on that slides as well, which I hope many you send it to us. We can share it with other people.
Yeah, we're gonna go over those.
Okay, thank you so much.
I love that, the quote he said, which I thought was wonderful. You may have bought at the top of the moment, but you're never buying at the top of the market because of appreciation, annual appreciation, right? Does that make sense? Like, such a good phrase for us to get used to as we grow and as we build, because it's just a fact, homes are more expensive usually every year with the average appreciation. Beyond?
Yeah, so just to add on that, and he also, they pointed out they focus on motivated sellers.
That's people that really is going through a divorce or whatever their motivation is. And I think it's so true at the moment. Motivated people is, for me now, the focus in many ways. Because the market is on if you look at the statistics, the agent count and everything, the market is on a difficult place. So that's it.
Anyone else opening it up? Key thoughts, takeaways, last.
Yeah, one last thing about Phil M. Jones was pretty amazing to listen to, and there were different, breakout sessions, and each one of them had a lot of people, but they weren't packed. And, the main vision speech, that was packed, but then each individual one just had, a good group of people. Well, the Phil M. Jones one was absolutely packed. And it's something, I think it's just a good reminder that, that many agents can't be wrong about something. They knew how valuable that was. And every Tuesday morning before this team meeting, there's a script practice and role play class that isn't that game written by Phil M. Jones? Mm-hmm. It's like, you guys are here right now. We should all be showing up just a little bit earlier and attending Stefan's class because they go over that. It's a game. And it was just so powerful, everything that he had to say. And it's like, this is one of the most powerful exercises that you can do is script practice in this industry. And so I think, we all need to show up more and take the bull by the horns or charge the storms. Sorry, I'm confusing my confusing ingredients.
Guys, anything else you want to share? Last thoughts?
I'll add to Mike's thing because Jeff Glover, who's a very prominent agent out of Michigan and is a great listing agent, he says like the script practice is key, but what he wants you to do is he wants you to write down the script 5 times, like you're in school in trouble, and chant it 5 times. So you're saying it out loud to yourself 5 times in a row, and then practice with a partner 5 times every day to get it down. So do it for at least a week and you'll have it.
That's an old acting trick. You can also write in there pauses and things like that that would naturally make sense of your play.
Repeat after me. I'm a great salesperson.
I love that.
101.
To be enthusiastic, you gotta act enthusiastic.
Last little key thoughts. So I'm gonna leave you guys. Anyone else in the crowd? Last little key thoughts. Yes. Omer and then Bob. Yes. Oh, pretty good. You're good.
One of the also takeaways was to replace the word try with commit. So Gary Keller was talking about his first sales when he was working with a developer. And on the way out, he said to the developer, I'm going to try my best to sell this property. And then he told him, close the door and come back and sit down. I don't want you to try. I want you to commit. And so instead of saying, I am going to try to be a good husband, I'm going to commit to being a better husband, for example. I'm going to commit to selling this property. Just changing one word, it's amazing, like the influence.
So very intentional. You give that to Bob. That'd be great. Thank you. Bob?
Just a quick thing. I know some people have hesitation to post online. And the YouTube, I forgot the guy's name, but he talks about how to post on YouTube. He gave the 3 Ps. The first one was first prepare, obviously, what you want to say, where you want to say it. Second was press record. And third was post. So do it fast and just do it. And as you said about authenticity, that's authentic.
There wasn't a 4th step, which is overanalyze and watch the video 100 times. And then send it to every friend and family member I know to get their feedback before even considering making
exactly.
it.
Just do it. Just do it.
That's the before, right? I love that. Anyone else? So I leave you on this last note. One of the things that the panel had said when I referenced that John had spoke on, he said something really relevant, which is all of us are here being the CEOs of our own company. Yes, we're creating our own company. So the question is, if you're working at a company that you hate and you're not earning the money that you get and you're not achieving the things in your life, why would you stay with this company? Instead, create your own company that you love. Create your own business and real estate business that you enjoy waking up and working in every single day. We all have the power to change what our day-to-day looks like, what our lead generation looks like. All of those things, we are blessed and empowered as being real estate agents to change all of those things. Okay, so change and empower your business. That's what I'm leaving you guys with. Okay, thank you very much to our panel. Thank you everyone. We're in the Zoom. Thank you, Minnie. For those of you that did show up here in person, we were incentivizing you by doing a, Doug, why don't you go ahead and pull it? Just doing a little raffle for our cute little swag basket over there. Dougie, who won? Pull another one. Pull another one. It's fine. I'll give him to something else. I'll give him something else.
Oh, he's not hearing.
Just need to show up.
Julia King.
Dear Julia, come on up here, Julia. We have this nice little swag bag for you. Doug, hold those other 2 names you pulled. I'll give them a little something else. Here you go. Enjoy all your swag. Enjoy all your swag. You're welcome. Thank you for coming and sitting and being connected to your education. All right, let's bring up our broker, Simon. Simon, come on up here. What do you have for us?
Much. Thank you much. wanted to share with you, good afternoon. I wanted to share with you the differences between what's new and what's not new regarding the buyer representation agreement. As many of you know, last year we had the change in the BRBC, right? That once you're having a conversation with a potential buyer, before even showing property, right, you had to have a BRBC signed and executed, right, before showing the property. Well, in January 1st, 2025, this year, AB 2992 went into effect, making buyer representation a requirement under California law. So since then, it has been some confusions about the rules from last year and the rules within this year. So just to put transparency into it, it's combined with both, meaning that AB on 2992 does not supersede the NAR settlement, which remains still in full force. Think of the new requirements from the law as an existing alongside the settlement rules, not replacing them in order for words, since both sets of rules apply and the stricter requirements are for what should be followed. The timing of the 2922 requirements, a buyer representation agreement as soon as practical, but not later than the execution of the buyer offer or purchase, meaning that with this new rule, basically what it states is as soon as you're ready to submit an offer, then you should have a buyer representation agreement signed and executed, right? Well, with the rules from last year, it's the confusing aspect. So the way I would put it in perspective, as soon as you're talking to any potential buyer, right, and as part of the consultation, you should have that buyer representation agreement in place, because it outlines the dues, your responsibility, the buyer's responsibility, but it also talks about the compensation parameters in place, right? And also the essence of how the process of your job and your responsibility as you're going through the motions of finding, identifying, negotiating, opening escrow, doing the due diligence period, and ultimately successfully closing the transaction, right? All of us want to get paid for services renders, right? And this is why it's vital and important that you have the BRBC signed and executed as part of the requirements. Now, with the new change, and the reason this new change is because now everyone falls under the perimeter, everyone that is licensed in the state of California, because you have commercial agents that are not part of NAR, right? Well, they're not part of the board, right? They're their own different caliber of agents, but what this new regulation, AB 2992, emphasizes that everyone must have a buyer representation agreement. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Is there another slide? So the scope of applies to all real estate transaction, including commercial, vacant land, and 5 units and more, compared to the NAR settlement encompasses residential 1 to 4. And then AB 2992 voids any buyer representation agreement if it's more than 3 months in length or made in violation of any previous AB 2992. So any questions, thoughts, or concerns regarding this rule? Cool. Then that's all I got.
All right. Thanks,
Awesome.
Simon.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. James, what do you have for us? Come on up here. Oh, Simon, can you hand him the mic there?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. What do you have for us, James?
I want to share with you one of the secrets of the top agents. What is the number one source of leads for top agents? What do you guys think?
Probably Sphere.
Okay. Sphere, can we be more specific? Yeah, from
Previous.
past clients, exactly. So past clients. So past clients is like a treasure you can dig your hands into and grab a lot of other leads. The question is, when you call a past client, do you do a good job following up? When you call, do you add value? The key thing here is when you call them, you want to add value so that you can get some kind of referral, okay? Here's what I'm going to give you today to use to your past clients. How many of you used a buyer or worked with a buyer to buy a home last year or in the last 12 months? Okay, very good. So call them up and tell them the following. You need to give to your accountant Form 1098, and you need to give them the final closing statements. I will email it to you right now. Your accountant will use that in order to deduct the mortgage interest you paid last year and deduct any points you have paid in the closing statements or prepaid interest. All that is great value to your clients. So when you call them up and you give them that, they will really appreciate you. And after that, Do you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell that I can help out? But imagine not just calling up from the blue and do you know anybody who wants to buy or sell? You're just adding value first. And this is great value because it's tax season right now. So they probably don't even know that they need a Form 1098 or a final closing statement to give to their accountant to take advantage of those deductions they can take in their business. Okay? Any questions? Okay,
What a
thank you.
great point, James. Thank you. Thank you for giving us that reason to reach out to our clients. Sarah, why don't you come on up here? We did. My liver is just now recuperating, I think.
Nice.
Liver's on this side? I think it's on this side.
Nice. Well, I will say this office is super busy. I feel like in the last 2 weeks, it has been nonstop with net sheets, opening escrow, a lot of quick closings, all cash. I've actually had to type a lot of notes and deeds this week too, because we have a lot of private money and they want a note and deed drawn, which not a lot of escrow companies do, by the way. I mean, I always recommend to go to an attorney to make sure, you know, there's all liability on what the client wants with their attorney. I'm willing to do them as long as the clients give me full instructions of everything that they want. So that's something else, you know, that we do here, just for you guys to know. But you guys are busy. I love it. And if I can do anything to help support you in your business, please let me know. And then also wanted to just announce Maricela is actually going to be teaching an Escrow 101 class. So life of an escrow, everything from open to close, for getting your purchase agreement, all your docs attached to that agreement, the BRBC, the listing agreement. Escrow needs it all these days because we need those compensation agreements. Title, who do you want for, you know, opening up your orders? Most of you guys are really good about getting your orders opened in advance, which I think is awesome, because then we already know, is the vesting clear? Are there liens? Are there judgments? You know, what do we need to do to make sure everything goes smooth by the time we open? So it helps a lot, I think, definitely. If you have solar, if you have HOA, things like that, just make sure to let us know so we can get those ordered or know what the turn times are, things like that. Defensible space. I know nobody likes that one, but that's another thing that's still happening and coming across, especially with all the fires. It's a state requirement. And it varies from city to county when you need them. So let us know if we can help you with that too. But I'm here for you guys, and congrats and welcome home.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate you. Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Hi, I'm a social media person, so.
She's being authentically her.
You know, if you've ever been to my social media class, oh, thank you. If you've ever been to my, I don't need to press anything, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you've ever been, I'm being authentic. If you've ever been to my social media class, the first thing I always tell you is relax. And as far as video goes, just do it. Okay. And the first questions people often ask is, does my face look like that? Does my voice sound like that? And the answer is yes. Your voice and face look and sound exactly like that.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay.
And no one else knows it. Like Hal was saying, like, don't ask your husband or kids for their opinion on it, okay? Just do it, right? And I'm the queen of one take, because if you think about it too much, me and Mike used to do a series of videos and we learned that real quick. Like, we just do one take. Okay, so I didn't mean to talk about that today. I want to talk to you guys today about service cards, okay? I have a pile of service cards here for this office. It's roughly the last 6 to 8 months. Do you know how much was paid out in claims for in just this pile here? $45,446 in claims. Okay.
Wow.
That's a lot. Now, I have these two sticking up, or two agents here, and the claims that have been paid out for them. On one of these agents' claims alone for just one house was $13,964 in claims paid out. So I bring this up because the pushback we always get with home warranty is home warranty doesn't cover anything. I beg to differ. Okay. So we send these out to you guys, or I'm dramatic and bring a pile in like this so you can really see it. And it's a good, reach out to your client to let them know what was recently done at their house, if they had any questions, things like that. But also, if you follow me on social media, I just did a video on this yesterday, and it's just about how one home warranty claim usually pays for itself. Let's call all of these $825 top of the line plans. On this one here, for one of the claims we paid out was for $8,558. Okay. I think that pays for itself. And 9 times out of 10, the homeowner didn't purchase the home warranty. So if we really change our mindset that it is a benefit, not an entitlement for home warranty, and that's where the value is, it's, that will help you and your agents. So I brought nail files today. Believe it or not, these are the most popular with my real estate men. They love these. So, if you guys want them, don't be shy. They're great. And then I did bring in a couple flyer stands, first come, first serve. They're back there. You don't have to talk to me or anything. You could just grab one. And if you need more of these, let me know. You can use these for your open houses or things like that. We have a ton of free marketing tools. All right, guys, make it a great day. Thank
Thanks,
you. Yes.
Randy.
Yes, Mike.
Only last 1 year, right?
Correct, but you can renew them annually. How many times have you renewed yours? Every year. Who's your home warranty with? I was wondering. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes.
Claims affect future warranty of it, like
No. So it's not held against you in a court of law or anything like that. That's more home insurance. Your claims do follow you. With home warranty, they don't follow you, and we don't not renew you because you're a serial claimer or anything like that. We are the #1 in renewals in the United States. The only time, honestly, guys, and we do renew at our discretion. The only times that sometimes you won't get renewed is for lack of a better term, abuse. Homeowners calling in and yelling, threatening, customer service. If there's a lot of that often, then yeah, sometimes we might not renew you. So be nice, and call me if you have a problem. Don't yell at the customer service rep. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Brandy. Doug, what do you have for us? Doug and Zaman.
Well, I did go out to family reunion as well. I've been there the last couple of years, and one thing that I think is really inspiring about it is, even though I'm not in all the breakout sessions and everything, I'll be sitting there with my wife talking or eating or whatever, and I can hear the agents the next table over really encouraging them and sharing great ideas. I haven't really seen that in the other conventions that I've been to. I've been to Remax, I've been to EXP, I've been to a lot of them. I've been to Century 21s in the old days, but it's really a good atmosphere and a great company. So I'm glad you guys got a chance to go out there. Today, I'm going to show you a couple real quick things. This is Zaman. He's on our team here. One of the things that Jana talked about was getting a blog out or getting a newsletter out every week. WFG has a program called WFG My Prompts. And you can sign up for that, and it's pre-built with all the prompts in it for newsletters and blogs and all that stuff. So as an agent, you can sign up on your own. You get ChatGPT for free with that. So it's really, really good. And it won the Inman News Best Use of AI for Real Estate. So it's a really good app. Zaman's great at it. He can help you with that. We also have some great apps out here. One is the net sheet. So when you are talking to people, they're talking about getting leads and you want to build a relationship with them, you can give them some information on either what they're going to, how much money they get when they sell or what their payment's going to be. Then you can share it. Let me share this with you. Give me your name, phone number. I'll give it to you. Same with our app. When you're door knocking, if we load a farm in there for you and your farm's in the app and you're out talking to people on your farm, or if you're at an open house and you're talking to them, you can pull their property profile up right in front of them and share that with them. Oh, you can't remember if your brother co-signed or if he deed it off, you want to know? Give me your name, give me your number, I'll send that to you. So it gives you something of value before you ask for their information. So if you want help with any of these, let us know. WTA Prompts, give us a call. We'll get you guys signed up.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug. Great. Thank you for being involved with our new agent series where you're teaching title every third Monday. Mike, what do you have for us?
Interest rates up on the screen. Interest rates are starting to come down. There's a lot of uncertainty just all over the place. But the bottom line is interest rates are coming down, and specifically the 10-year Treasury yield is coming down. So there's just a real quick explanation. I'll keep it very short on the difference between mortgage-backed securities and the 10-year Treasury yield. There's a lot of, the majority of the movement in interest rates comes from mortgage-backed securities. But think of mortgage-backed securities as maybe a dog on a leash, and the 10-year Treasury yield is the owner holding that leash. Okay, so the mortgage-backed securities, they're just running around. They'll go up, they'll go down, they'll go up, they'll go down. It just kind of, depends on the day and what's in the news and what's going on. But when you start seeing some significant trending with the 10-year Treasury yield, you know that kind of the entire market is starting to chug along in a specific direction. We're starting to see that. It's definitely not something that's like hardline confirmed yet, but finally getting down into the mid 6 to you know, if you're paying a point, probably 6.25, something like that, is definitely what this market needs to be able to heat up the spring buying season. So there's a lot of, you know, opportunity coming this year. And at the moment, it looks like it's shaping up to be a good spring, but we just got to get more listings. Yes, sir.
That 6.5 with 20% down?
Yes, sir.
What is it? It's 10% down.
You're probably looking at 6.625. Yeah. Any other questions for me?
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Speaking of my liver detoxing, it only has a week or two off before our new happy hour at Marnie's. You guys mark your calendars. We're going to have a fun happy hour. Thank you to Alex at NAL Financial. We're going to be meeting up. It's literally just across the bridge. You guys can saunter your way over there. We have the little room over there, but that's happening on the 6th at 5 p.m. Come have a cocktail, get to know some of your people, but we'd love to have you join us. Scan that QR code. Let us know you're going. If not, you can also call the front and let us know you're going so that way we can get a rough head count for all the things we need. Just a reminder, our producer club is happening every single Friday. This week, Simon's hosting it with the guest, Fred Howard. I know Fred has been in real estate for a very long time. I think he's one of the double zeros with his real estate license, but he's super happy to share. So Simon, thank you for hosting that. Doug's having a class, send your clients neighborhood updates using smart plans. Learn how to automatically update your monthly client searches and utilize that technology to its highest and best use. Cancellations, the do's and the don'ts. Contrary to popular belief, you cannot go yourself onto the MLS and hit a button that says cancel on a listing. So Simon's going to be going over all the ins and outs, what forms need signed, who do they get sent to, you know, who signs them, right? And he's going to be going over all of that this Friday at 10:30. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I love it.